Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 40 of the PTFooty podcast. With me here today, I have Sam,
Hello.
Zach's vibrating phone,
Twitter right now for my phone, by the way.
and finally, after 2 weeks of absence, uh, a Kevin with a cold.
Cara de um empadão.
No, dude.
Has he been on for so long you forgot his name, Peter?
No, I was trying to figure out what to say, like with his nose, since he can barely breathe through his nose. So I was trying to figure something out. But whatever, we got through it. I said it cold, so it
Yeah,
works
I'm
out.
back. I'm back, so
Kinda.
that's all that matters. I did miss being on the last 2 weeks, but you do what you got to do. So
Yeah, try and be on for the next week, sir. That'd be cool. Uh,
I plan on it.
The next two podcasts are on Wednesday, by the way, so everybody knows, because Portugal's gonna play on a Tuesday. But it's gonna be too late to cover that on a Tuesday, so we're gonna do it on Wednesday, and the week after that. So the week after the Classic, we're also gonna do the podcast on a Wednesday. So we're gonna start off with the least interesting match of this weekend, uh, and it's Sporting. I mean, Sam, you guys beat the worst team in the league, basically. 2 goals by Bas Dost, am I right?
Yeah.
So it was Patricio in goals, Keloto, Smith, Quates, and Marvin across the back, with William, Brian, who is in the middle.
Mateus Pereira in the middle.
It was Mateus in the middle? Okay. Brian and Gelson out wide, with Alan Ruiz and Bian Bas Dost. I mean, what did you think of the game?
You said it's the most boring one, but we're the only team out of the big three to actually win our match. So there you go. I thought the game was a good game, 2-0. Bastos, obviously, you said, scored 2. Now the top scorer in the world, and also the best striker in the world in stat-wise goals to games. I researched earlier, I think it's 22 games and 25 goals. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is what I saw earlier. So yeah, I'm really liking Bastos this season. I didn't like him when he first came in because I really, really like Slimani. Never want him to leave, but what are you going to do? So I'm glad that we got Bastos in. And obviously, since he's the top goal scorer, he's probably going to leave next summer. But
I don't know.
Where would he leave to, though?
Exactly.
He's been linked to Southampton, I've seen.
Mm.
I suppose British teams. I can
Yeah.
see that happening. But
Maybe back to Germany as well. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little shaky on him. How old is he?
28, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, so he's a little bit old.
Yeah.
But go on. Sorry, I did cut you off.
No, it's fine. So yeah, as I said, 2 goals from Bastos. Mateus had a decent game. He played better last week than he did this week, I must say. But playing as centre mid, he's not used to playing there, so it's a good thing. Alan Ruiz, who has been, before he got suspended, had a very good run of games. He played poor. He got bought off for Podence in the 62nd minute. So Podence also, when he came on, had a really good game as well. But interestingly, did you see? You told me what Georgie said after the match, where he said that when he brought Alan Ruiz off, that
the whole team basically didn't do anything. Yeah,
that is true to an extent. But yeah, I would agree with him. Even though Alan Ruiz was having a really poor game, and I thought Podence came in and had a decent game, but I believe we only had 1 shot on target after Podence came on. So
yeah, I didn't do anything. Yeah, I didn't really do anything. But I mean, why is this happening though? Like, why is Alan Ruiz being such a vital player to your team at this point? I mean, besides the fact that you're missing Adrian Silva, we all know that.
Because Alan Ruiz has been a creator and a scorer in these last few games he's played, and like you said, he's really stepped up in Adrian's absence. So he's become you could say, a vital part to the team over the last couple of weeks.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry, I had to cough there. What do you think of of JJ's decision to sub Paulo Oliveira for Rubens Semedo?
At first, I just thought, why would you change your winning team? We won 4-1, and the goal wasn't Oliveira's fault. So if it was his fault, I could sort of see that. I don't know. But in all fairness, Semedo did play pretty decent. He didn't get sent off, even though he was on a yellow card, which is a miracle. So
Yeah, I just found it weird, like because you guys have no need for rotation because the season's over. So I was just thinking, why not stick with the best guys? Like why bench someone that was probably on the verge of a national team call-up?
maybe like you said, he might have been feeling a bit tired from the last couple of games, or maybe he picked up an injury. Who knows? It might just be George Jesus changing stuff because he felt he needed to. And in all fairness, we didn't concede, so can't really argue with that. Although I do prefer Oliveira.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was weird because it's always odd for the players' confidence. I mean, unless it's like not a big deal, but I just thought about it that way.
There's also one more
Yeah.
thing I just wanted to share about the team
Go right
selection.
ahead.
How he dropped Joel Campbell after the argument that apparently happened in the changing rooms over the penalty last week, and he didn't celebrate with a fan. Like I said, a bit of an idiotic move. So I'm glad he did get dropped, teach him a lesson. Although I don't think
And
he really care. But
he's not coming back, by the way, or not staying at Sporting. I read something that he said that Sporting, like, there's no buyout clause. That's not true. We all know there's a buyout clause, but he's gonna get shipped back to
8 million, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, he's gonna get shipped back to Arsenal because it's just not good enough.
Yeah, which is a shame because I thought, like, I've told you before that I thought he was gonna come in and like set the league on fire, but
yeah,
it's
you were quite hyped.
opposite.
It wasn't just you. Alex was quite hyped as well. So
I think it was a lot of not just Sporting fans, but even some Benfica fans, Porto fans, were saying, "Oh, that's a good deal for Sporting."
Yeah.
So yeah.
It just happened to not work out. I mean, I guess that's like there's not really anyone that stood out for you in this game. Like anything else you want to mention?
I've got just one more thing I want to mention, but to your point, the only player I felt like stood out was obviously Bastos scoring 2 goals. But
yeah, but that's just
the second one was from a difficult angle as well. To be fair, so props to Bastos. And the only thing I really want to say is that the referee did slow the tempo of the game. Of the amount of like, I don't know how to describe it. Like every time there was a tiny bit of contact, he'd blow the whistle.
Yeah,
it just made for quite
small
stop
fouls.
and start.
Just called little fouls, and although he didn't get the offside decision right.
Yeah, fair enough. A lot of Sporting fans, a lot of Sporting fans thought it was onside. George Jesus and Bastos both thought it was onside, but from the replay, obviously.
Dude even got thrown an orange at his chest. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The fan just like threw an orange right in his goddamn chest, and I was like, okay. But it was the right decision in the end, right? You can agree with it now.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, okay. Very good decision, very good spot.
Yeah, because it's a hard call. And there's something that I want to talk about, and it's like a little bit off topic ish, I suppose. And I'm not sure everybody's gonna get this. I think at least you should get it, Sam. And it's related to Nacional. So today at lunch, I was talking to my dad, and we were listening to the news, right? And there were people complaining about the bank. I don't know if you guys remember that Nacional was sponsored by a bank. Which I'm not, really gonna say the name because you probably don't get it. Do you know what I'm talking about, Kevin?
Okay. Yeah, Banif.
So exactly, Banif. And the whole bank went bankrupt. And my dad told me, he spit out an idea, and he said, "Did you notice that ever since Banif went bankrupt, that Nacional just continued going down?"
That's a good point, actually. I've never thought of that, but I did sort of know about the bank thing because it was big, and my dad used to talk about it a lot as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. And as funny, it was interesting because they probably had some influx of money since the actual bank was from the Madeira as well. And I just thought, it's quite interesting because ever since they went under, that Nacional just struggled a lot.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I just wanted to point that out there. I know it's not really a big deal, but little things, people, little things.
I've got a few transfer
Um,
rumors, if you wouldn't mind, or do you want me to wait?
yeah,
Okay.
no,
Shoot
no, no.
them.
Go ahead.
All
Yeah,
right.
so Zach can talk.
So there's 4 regarding Geraldez, and these are all undisclosed price, all from seems 2. So basically 2 websites for 2 players. It says 2 in League One, which is Lille and FC Nantes, I believe, if that's how you pronounce. But yeah, that is from
Yeah.
BuzzSport.France. Then we got 2 Spanish teams in Sevilla and Atletico Madrid from Elgo Digital. So
Interested in who?
Francisco Geraldez.
Okay.
And then one more from I think it's Ojogo who said this one, Cohen Trowell to Sporting,
Oh.
which not gonna happen. So
Yeah, not gonna have. What Spanish teams are linked with Gerald?
Atletico and Sevilla.
So what do you make of that, Zach?
Giralds? I mean, look, Atletico and Sevilla are both easily top 10 teams in football. I'm not really sure Giralds is ready for a step up like that.
To be fair, in the last game he played, he did change the game, and he's got bucket load of potential as well.
Yeah, but I think Mateus Pereira and Gelson have higher potential, and I mean Atletico and Sevilla would both be in need of players like them. To be fair,
But when you think about Gelson and Mateus, you think of more money than maybe Geraldez will go for. As Geraldez obviously isn't known to everyone, whereas you could argue Gelson and Mateus are more of the media prospects, I guess you could say.
yeah, I guess that's fair. I just think that there's a lot of that Sevilla and Atletico squads specifically are very clustered in terms of midfielders. I think they just signed this guy. Sevilla just signed this guy from Argentina. I'm blanking on his name, Walter Montoya. And I don't even think he made the Champions League squad. So I mean, I think that it will free up in terms of Sevilla. So I think Sevilla actually might be a good move for him. I think Crondelli, Crondelli is going to leave. Kranevitzer is probably going to leave. So there's definitely potential. And Nasri and Nzonzi might even leave. And probably Gonzo too. So we can see that actually might be a decent move for him.
Wouldn't that be a risk though, given the fact that he's barely played for the Sporting A squad, and then you
That's what I
slap
said.
him right on?
Exactly. You could just get him to I don't know, a smaller club that might work, and maybe I think Deportivo Alaves would also be a good move for him.
I was going to say, if they were to buy him, they'd probably loan him somewhere. I would say maybe Atletico Madrid would loan him back to Sporting or maybe another Portuguese league team. So I don't see any of those transfers happening, to be honest. So pretty much dead in the water.
Yeah. That was something else that I also wanted to just point out here. That I think this is interesting because I want to get you guys' point of view on why this has happened. So first of all, Bruno Varela got called up to the national team, so congratulations for that. But he was on the Benfica B team, right? And he wasn't very impressive, which made Benfica one amount to Valladolid. Valladolid is a second division team, and he couldn't break the team. He wasn't. He was the backup, and now he got sold to Stubble, and he's basically probably top 5 goalkeepers in the league. Why do you guys think this happened? Is it just a mentality thing that he was like, okay, I really gotta work for this, or because I find it weird how a guy couldn't even break to Valladolid's second team, and now starting for Setúbal, and having very good games like overall throughout the season.
I guess it's just where you play, because obviously he's from Portugal, so maybe playing in Portugal has a much better effect than playing in Spain, even though then they're very similar countries in terms of culture. So that's probably maybe the reason, I'd say.
Okay.
I think he just has a point to prove. You know what I mean? Like,
Chip on each shoulder.
yeah, exactly. And it's actually a good thing because now we have another really good goalkeeper for Portugal, and he made some incredible saves against Porto, as he did
And it
against
was-
Benfica
yeah,
and
exactly.
the games. But
I was gonna
he
say,
had some saves. I was like, I screamed goal, and I was like, are you serious? Like, how does this not go in?
remember
You know
the
what I
one
mean?
that
It
hit
was
the
like
post,
incredible.
and then he saved, and then the defender saved.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, Oblak, who?
It's weird because I felt we got screwed over by that because he wasn't doing anything on our B team, so we won him out to follow the lid, and then Benfica's like, okay, this guy can't even break to be their starter, so we're just gonna sell him, and now he's having a wonderful year. I mean, that's good for him, but I feel a little bit screwed. But that was basically my point on that. So we're gonna move on now to Paços Ferreira Benfica. Did anybody else watch this game besides me?
No.
I did.
No, sorry. Pacos aren't good anymore. I never watched them.
Yeah, wait, Kevin, you did?
Yes, I did.
God. So obviously, as y'all know, Paços Ferreira ended up tying 0-0 with Benfica. No goals. It was Ederson in goal. Semedo, Lindelof, Lisson, and he was across the back with Samaris with Pizzi. Pizzi escaped a yellow card for like the 14th game in a row, something like that. Salvio and Zivkovic with Mitro and Jonas. I mean, Kevin, I'm gonna let you take the reins here, and I'm gonna ask you what you thought about this game as a Porto fan.
As a Porto fan, it was nerve wracking, to be honest. I was just waiting for Benfica to score, and I was watching it, and I just kept telling Kerry, I said, Benfica's gonna score because that's just the way it is. They're gonna score at the end, and thank God these guys didn't, given what happened with the Stubble game with us. But I thought it was Benfica dominated the first half. They did dominate the first half. They did have the shot that hit the post by Eliseo. Yep, he hit the post. The goalie did make a couple of good saves too, but in the second half, Benfica started off pretty good, but not as strong as they did in the first half. But Paços Ferreira, after the game started to open up because Benfica had to go for it. So
Yes.
from there on, there was a lot of space, and Paços were able to go on the counter. Then they got that dangerous free kick, which was a really good save by Ederson. That was a stinging shot by Welton, by the way. That was just incredible. I thought that was going in. I was like, there it is, and then Ederson was right there, and it's like the top of the crossbar even bent because he was going with such force and he had to hold on to it. So I don't know if anybody realized that either, but he was really invested in that save, and it was a really, really good shot too. It was kind of far out, but it was a really good shot taken. And then, as we all know, the final chance, the header by Jonas. And the goalie did get a fingertip save to that, by the way. I did notice it when I was watching it. A lot of people think that Jonas just missed, but he didn't. The goalkeeper just got a fingertip, and I don't think it was going to go in anyway. If anything, it probably would hit the crossbar if the goalie didn't touch it. But it was a really good opportunity. Even though that I know we're going to get to Porto, but even though Porto tied also with Stubble and Benfica tied, if both fans want to look at it this way, you can look at it as if Benfica won their match against Pash and Porto won against Stubble because nothing changed. It was just an opportunity lost by Porto.
And I felt the right score would have been a win for both teams. And I do want to point out that I don't look at it as a 2 points lost because
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think that Porto would have lost that game or tied that game if Benfica would have won.
Yeah.
They just went in with the pressure as well, so it happened. So I pretty much agree with you. We totally dominated the first half. Benfica had 75% possession at one point, and I was like, holy hell. The issue that I've been finding though with this team, and Kevin, I don't know if you agree with me, is that they pass a little bit too much. I mean, I don't see any shots from outside the box, and the one that we did shoot was almost a tremendous goal by Eliseu.
Yeah, and I think that you hit the nail right on the head. They don't like to shoot from far out, but if you look at last season, like Renato used to take a bunch of shots from outside the box. Like that's where they scored a lot of goals, and I think that they're missing too Grimaldo because some of these free kicks, like there was some pretty dangerous free kicks this a game against
yeah.
Spurs for Benfica. If
Yeah.
Grimaldo was there, he probably would have bagged one because I don't recall seeing for the longest time a defender being so good on free kicks besides like Roberto Carlos or something. So I have to give credit where it's due, and I think Ronaldo is a great free kick taker. We've seen him score some pretty good goals from free kicks. I think he got one in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm pretty sure it was the Campeonato and one in the preseason against Lyon.
All right, well, wasn't he there last season? No, he came this season, right?
No, he came in last season, but he didn't play.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it must have been in the league then. It was a left curling shot. It was a beautiful goal.
Yeah.
It was way in the beginning of the season. This was a long time ago.
I know, I remember though, I remember. I think it was actually against Pastor maybe, but I do know that. So, I mean, I also thought, and this is interesting, that I really thought that Jonas and Salvi were just the worst players on the pitch at that point. I mean, during the game. And I thought that Eliseu was really the one standout on the team. And it's ridiculous to say, as much as I like Eliseu, that he was probably Benfica's best player throughout the 90 minutes. And he didn't play the whole 90 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, he worked hard.
It was interesting because I don't know if you agree with me, Kevin, but every time he had space, they passed it on to him. Like, he had the responsibility to shoot, to cross, and to defend. It looks like they looked for him to do everything.
Well, yeah, he was the one that was working the most out of everybody. And I'm surprised you guys are even still, like, counting on Salvio. I know you guys, like...
Oh, no, I don't. Jesus Christ, I freaking hate him.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know, man, how is the starter? I mean, I really hope that Vitória goes with the mentality thing and goes with Carrillo to play, against Porto 2014, because to be honest, I really do believe he's our best winger, and it's ridiculous how someone like him gets put on the stands when he should be playing. I guess the only reason why I sort of gave him this pass is because he already had 4 yellow cards. So I mean, Carrillo is prone to getting yellows because he's rash. So I sort of agree with that, but that's the only reason why I don't see him playing, because Zivkovic has been inconsistent. I mean, the guy wasn't playing, and now he's starting like basically every game. I think he's a little bit tired. And Servi is probably our third best winger. So I mean, Salvi wouldn't even make the cut. To be honest with you, if I was making this team, if I was in the summer, if I was in July, and I'd be like, list of guys to keep, I'd probably go Carrillo, Zivkovic, Servi, Rafa, and the guy from the B team. I wouldn't even consider Salvio anymore at this point, because despite the fact that he's a hardworking dude and he works his ass off, like, I'm not taking that away from him, but he just doesn't know how to make the right decision. And it pisses me off how he always has like a guy open and he never passes. Like, he takes way too long. Sometimes, like, he doesn't even shoot. He just takes too long to pass. And the window's lost. I also think, and I don't know if you agree with me, Kevin, but Rafa isn't really working at the right side of the field, right?
No, I don't think he is. And I'm shocked because he costs his guys a lot of money. So, I mean, in the end of the day, I mean, I'm happy to see that because, we were going to spend a lot of money on him also. But it would have been different teams and different systems. But they need to figure out where he belongs, like where he's more comfortable. They need to get his input also because, like at Braga, he was sensational, and now he's at Benfica, and he's just like mediocre, kind of. So
exactly. Do you also think that it's like Portuguese players always tend to take longer to adapt to bigger teams?
No, not necessarily. I mean, you can't say the same for Tiquinho Suarez. So I
No,
mean,
I
I
said
guess there's some.
Portuguese. I said Portuguese for a reason. I meant literally Portuguese players. No, I
uh,
did. I meant like literally Portuguese players. They seem to never like make the jump quite, as fast as you'd expect them to. I mean, I don't remember one guy being signed from our league to be an immediate starter everywhere. I mean, you can look at Hernani. He was brought in, he played, and then he got benched and basically never played. And now you got Rafa. I mean, there isn't really anyone like any Portuguese guy that just went into one of the big three and started to dominate. I don't know if that's like a Portuguese thing. They just take longer to adapt to the situation, or
um, I
I mean,
guess, but kind of in a way, not really. I mean, if you look at Jota, he
yeah.
left Passos to go to Atletico. He didn't like really get to stay there, so didn't
I
get to
guess
play.
he's working hard as a sub, but he's not really starting, is he? I mean, it's not his fault, but he's not starting.
And he could be a starter. I mean, you know how I feel about him, but I mean, it's kind of hard because we do have some really good players. So, I mean, as long as he
Yeah,
contributes, that's all I care about.
true.
I've got a question, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead. Yeah. Hmm.
Kevin, what do you think of Luis Al's game?
Guys, you penalty.
God. You
For
guys
anybody who
are
hasn't seen
laughing.
that,
You guys are laughing, but I'm taking this seriously, and I'm just shaking my head like, oh, holy so. I don't know why he's playing. I don't know why he's playing, dude. I'm seriously annoyed at that, and I'm gonna have to deal with him another year. I'm just like, no, please, God, no, just sell the dude.
Do you think you should buy another centre back in the summer?
No. I mean, I don't think we need to unless we sell Lindelof. But even Lindelof's
really
price.
bad lately. Lindelof has been like.
I was gonna say that his price
been,
dropped
terrible.
massively. He can't play on the left side of the pitch. He's like
I have no idea why he's been just.
he's
so
playing on the
terrible.
left side. He can't play on the left side. Like when Timo came on, notice that he said like he turns the wrong way. He turns his back to the player.
Yeah, exactly. He's not like a naturally talented like player. I feel like he's more of like he's like a Vidic kind of, for me. Even though he's really good on the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, you gotta think this dude was a defensive midfielder. I never saw him as a center back, and long-time followers will know that. So when he got slapped in a center back, I was a little bit, on the fence about it. But the truth is, on the right side of the field, he works quite well. He just can't do it on the left. I mean, I don't know why we're wasting our time playing Luizão, who is absolutely done. I don't care if he has good 2 or 3 games, people. Throughout a season, he has more bad games than good games, so he's on my blacklist. And I'd rather have Jardel play on the left side, a dude that knows how to play on the left side, and it's actually a very good player, and Lindelof on the right side, so we can get the most amount of money out of these two, because I don't see Lindelof leaving for example, 40 million when he could have left for 40 million in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that answers your question, Sam, but...
It did, yeah.
It's great for morale. Neil, it's great for morale. I don't care. Have him around on the bench. Have him do anything. Don't play him.
If you're not winning games, that's not good for morale, is it? So.
Yeah, and I mean, I totally respect him. He's a legend, but it gets to a point that everybody needs to know when it's time to hang up their boots. And I mean,
Bruno Cesar, cough, cough.
No, poor Bruno Cesar, dude. It gets too much from you. But no, yeah. I mean, I just it feels like the only position that needs like a complete revamp is the center backs and the striker position. And I'm kind of relaxed on the striker position, but the center backs, I don't see how this is gonna work because we need to get younger. Because Lisandro is 28, Jardel is like 31, Luizão is 35 or 36. And Lindelof is the only young guy, but he's very, he's probably going to leave because he's very talented. 100 million, come on, yo. So, you just got to, we got to improve that. We got to sell, and I really don't want Luizão to stay. Like, it sucks to say this, but I really don't, because he's hurting the team more than he's helping. I mean, I'd rather have him stay on the team.
He's finished.
He's finished.
Like performing like what like John Terry is doing right now. I mean, like just as a leader in the, in the dressing room, that would be fine. But he's actually starting, and I mean, he doesn't offer anything on the ball. His pace has declined, and so I just think that it's just unnecessary for him. I honestly think Lisandro Lopez would be a better fit.
I don't like Lisandro, but I do agree with you. I'd rather deal with Lisandro.
I was gonna say.
I'd rather have Jardel too, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. I think Luizão plays because Rui Vitória has a lot of respect for him. I don't think that's literally the only reason.
That's the same BS as Salvio. That's how I feel. It's the exact same crap. There's something else I wanted to mention. Oh, by the way, I think Luizão's peak was 2014. There we go. That's what I was going to say. When Benfica made
right?
When they made that Europa League run, I thought that was like his peak. I think that he was at his best, and probably got snubbed for the national team, to be honest with you.
How old was he at the time? Like 34?
34, 33, 34. And I mean, given that some of their center backs aren't that great, Luizão had just a top year. I thought he deserved the call up. But I mean, I think that's pretty much it on Benfica. I mean, I guess that's it. I was really sad that he got subbed off. I didn't think he deserved it. But that's it. I mean, Jonas, you got to improve your game. Vitragu just got to get some more service, and Sabio off to the bench. That's what we need. Oh, by the way, worth pointing out, Samaris had a good game. People give him a lot of crap, but he was actually good. So pointing that out.
Where exactly is Andre Horta?
On the bench.
Because I feel like I don't even know if he's on the bench. Like
he was on the bench.
I think it's like an imposter or something. Because to me, Andre Horta starts in this team. You need a player like Andre Horta to get you out of this. But I think I think he's like gone missing. It's like some, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Where in the world is Andre Horta? He's like,
who is Barrett Sexton? Sorry, no.
I have no idea.
No, it's just an inside.
It's like,
go on.
I'm just so confused as to why he isn't playing more.
I think it's because of the match fitness that he needs to play, like maybe for the B team a couple of games and then come up.
I want that. I want that because I think that's.
But I feel like he's been doing that for like a month.
Yeah.
And Neil, somebody doesn't speak better Portuguese than all of us because I'm Portuguese and I speak better than him. Okay, he speaks better than y'all, but not me. No, really. Yeah, I agree with Horta, but the issue, I mean, it's just gonna be. I think it's gonna end up being like Grimaldo, or Nelson Semedo, because I don't know if y'all remember. That Nelson Semedo got injured like back in November, and we all saw how great of a player he was. But due to Andre Almeida playing, he barely got any minutes, and look at him now.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be the same thing with Horta.
Your Portuguese is good, by the way.
I mean, it should be. it should be.
I know. I'm watching a City of God right now. You should translate for me.
Just
use Google Translate like I do.
What?
Google Translator sucks.
No, it's a good platform.
Whenever I get insulted by a Portuguese person, I always have to translate it just to make sure.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, because you're beefing those those Benfica fans on those late night forums,
What? By the way, I heard what Zach said last week. I don't think I have any ancestors from Lisbon that were probably even from the 19th century. Just saying. So I just sort of throw that out there.
Okay.
Think strictly from the Azores.
Strictly from the Azores, really?
I think so. Well, obviously they had to. Somebody came from somewhere, but I don't know if they came from Lisbon.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Are there any elk in the Azores?
What was
What?
that?
Are there any elk in the Azores?
Elk?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
Okay. 'Cause I just heard from Carrie that every night there's an elk in her bed.
Oh god. Because I have a snoring problem? Thanks.
You know
Now
that
everybody
commercial?
knows.
You know that commercial I'm talking about?
Oh
What?
god.
There's an elk in your bed, like the
Yeah.
snoring commercial. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Rest in peace, Kevin.
Yeah.
No, I just
Bong.
R.I.P. Kevin.
All right. Okay, so that was a little bit weird, but okay.
No.
Moving on now. To Porto, Setúbal. I know we were going. I knew we were going to fly past these because there's not really a lot of good discussion going on. So Porto ties Vitória de Setúbal. Obviously, Corona scored for Porto and João Carvalho. The Benfica one scored for Setúbal. It was Icar in goal, Teles, Kana and Felipe across the back, with Danilo, Oliver, Corona, Brahimi, Soares, and André Silva. And first things first, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why
Mhm.
does Nuno insist of subbing off Corona?
Oh my God. It's a disgrace.
He was one of the players at risk for a yellow. I mean, if you were to ask me if he got a yellow and we ended up winning, so be it. And then we could deal with him not playing against Benfica. But I mean,
Was he on a yellow?
oh
Was
yeah,
he
he was
like
one of the
on-
ones that could have missed the next game.
Okay.
I think that maybe he just wasn't 100% fit. I mean, he did look a little tired, or maybe he felt from his previous injury, maybe he felt a little something, and they did it as a precaution. I don't know, but if it was because of the yellow card, he should have left him in there. We could have taken first, because even if we did lose, like for example, say we did ended up beating Stubble and Corona was on the pitch, and we would have went ahead of Benfica by a point. So if we go to the luge and we lose, we're only behind by 2 points, which Benfica still got to go play Sporting. Anything can happen, blah blah blah, whatever. So instead of now being 1 point behind and possibly losing at the luge and being down by 4 points, now you're in a bit of a predicament, and now you're in trouble because, say, even if Benfica do lose to Sporting and Porto win that week, Benfica is still going to be ahead by a point. And I understand that Benfica still has to go to Rio Ave and Boa Vista, but those
So
are
you
games that
guys
they're
have
more likely
Braga
to
and
win.
Chaves.
I know, but I'm just making a point that like those are games that they're
I'm
most
saying-
likely to win.
Yeah.
I think
Well-
Corona is too important to your team to be taken off at such a. It was not really early, but just like he should. If he's going to bring him off in like another 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was pretty stupid.
He's got a good
I
goal
mean,
as well.
I'll
to be
give
fair.
him. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt this week, because he did come off an injury and he was on a yellow, like you said, in risk of suspension. But this happens like every freaking game. And I mean, if I was a Porto fan, I'd be annoyed, because remember when you had that great game against us? As soon as Corona went off, he decided to defend for 40 minutes, which allowed us to get the goal. I mean, I really don't know, because I think Corona is Porto's best, offensive player.
Yeah, one of. I mean, he definitely can score. He can put on some really good crosses. He's a great player. He's very quick. So I mean, you can argue Tiquinho Suarez, but he's just a striker. So
Exactly, he needs
that's
the
his main
service.
job. Exactly. So I have to agree that it is Corona. I know a lot of people will say Brahimi now, and
No.
the first half of the season was completely different subject of, as regards to Brahimi, like how people felt about him. And I was one of them, and I wouldn't mind him being sold, and that he should have been sold because his ego was getting like too big. So, he did turn it around, and he ended up becoming the old Brahimi that we know. But sometimes
Still
it's
think-
just a little too much, and he tries to do everything still by himself too many times. So I think that it's a big improvement than what we had, and it's good that we have him. But I mean, to be honest, we have other great players like Jean Carlos Teixeira. I think that if Brahimi does leave, I think that he'll be one of the ones that'll fill in for his spot because against Ryuav, I believe it was against Ryuav, he had a nice cross. I don't know if it had resulted in a goal or a goal scoring chance. I think it ended up in a goal, but from what I've seen from him when he's played, he's definitely stepped up. So. I think Corona is just too valuable to us, and for what we paid for him, it wasn't too much. He was worth every penny. So I do have to agree. Corona is the backbone, basically, of this Porto club this season.
So now, overall, what you thought about the game? I just want to mention real quick. I watched until the goal, until the Porto goal, and then I watched after Stuhl scored. And what I could tell is that the ball at first just didn't want to go in. Porto had a lot of chances, but after they tied the game, after Stubble tied the game, you had one shot that hit the post, and I think that was basically it for actual danger in Stubble's area. But
I watched the whole game. Just saying.
So. Okay, good.
I think that, and I'm going to give my honest opinion on this, and I didn't want to say this to you guys in the group chat because we were discussing this during the game. I felt once Porto scored, I thought that was going to be enough, and I think you felt that way too, Peter.
I agree. As well.
I was like 1-0. That'll be it. I mean, Stubble weren't doing anything, and all it takes is a moment, and Philippe slipped, and they scored. And even before that, Porto seemed to take the foot off the gas a little bit, and you could sense that something like that was going to happen. The way that the game was going after, it's like they let Stubble back into it instead of like going for the second goal. You know what I mean? Just go for the jugular and end this game and guarantee you 3 points. Like I said, I thought the 1-0 would have been enough, but they messed around too much, and unfortunately, João Carvalho did his job as a
That was a
loanee.
great goal.
That must have been very sweet for him, especially knowing what was at stake and what happened the day before. So I'm sure he felt the sense of job well done, mission completed.
Well done, yeah.
Exactly, which is basically what he's there to do, to impress Benfica for next season, and I think he has. But this is ultimately Sporting's fault for recalling Ryan Gold. I was
going to say that.
So, I mean, I was very disappointed, I'm not going to lie, because that was an opportunity wasted. We had it where we wanted it. We've worked so hard for this. And, I guess you can chalk it up as, you can mentally think like Benfica did win also, and you won also, and it's everything's still the same, which is what basically everybody thought was going to happen. But like this is an opportunity that was just wasted, and Porto should be going to Benfica with an advantage, a slim advantage of a point, but nonetheless a very important point. And every point now is so important. It's like at a premium, and you can't like that opportunity at home. You just can't.
You had to take it. You had to take it.
You have to.
And that's why, like, when I my dad was like, I'm more nervous for this game than I was for our game yesterday, because it was that important. And that's why I didn't like. I wasn't rubbing it in that you guys tied. It was literally because it meant a lot. And I mean, staying first place when you could have gone. Because imagine what could have happened. Imagine if Porto did win, and then they went on 2 weeks later to win at the Luz. That's basically, game over for us. Like, that's it. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you're the one that has the 4-point lead. Now it's the other way around.
Exactly.
It's so crazy how fast things can change. And, even a draw at the Luz, I still wouldn't be, like, too upset about that because that means everything's still open. You know what I mean? Everything's still close.
Yeah.
Anything but a loss, I'll take. Preferably a win, obviously, but having a 4-point gap, like I'm not saying that Porto's going to win at the Luz, but in case they did, had they beaten Stubble and beaten Benfica, because I'll tell you something right now, if Porto had beaten Stubble, that would have been a huge blow to Benfica and maybe their confidence a little bit. Like, damn, like we just lost and we're at home and we have to win, basically, or not lose to these guys. I mean, chances of Benfica loses are slim.
You had to go into that game with like we have to win, and now you go into that game with like, all right,
it doesn't matter what happens.
A draw's all right. I'll take the draw. So and that allows Vitória to play the type of football he likes to play against equal opponents. So he's gonna sit on the ball. He's gonna relax. He's gonna let Porto attack. So it's gonna be a whole different strategy than what he had to implement. Would you guys have won that game? So I mean, you know.
Sporting are going to catch you both, and then we're going to win the league. That's
Yeah,
my
next
prediction.
season.
Yeah, maybe next season. If you keep counting points from this year onto next one, you might be able to do it. Just might.
We could, depending. We could always win 9 points behind Porto, 10
Come
points
on,
behind.
Sam. Come on, Sam.
9 points. If
Sam.
Porto lose
Come on,
to
Sam.
Benfica, that puts their confidence down low. They could lose a lot more.
You gotta remember that.
He sounds like Alex now.
Yeah, like Sporting can't lose either. I mean, come on.
You've got to believe until the end, Peter. You're the one who gave up on Benfica when they drew.
No,
Remember, and now I've got Kevin and
it.
Zach here for evidence.
No,
that was true.
That was not it. That was not it. You guys
I'm believing to the end. As long as it's mathematically possible, it's possible.
All right, so just waiting like 6 more weeks, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you think about the game, Sam? Did you agree with me that Porto went in all out, and then after the draw they barely had any more chances?
Yeah, I agree with both of your points. Actually, I feel like when they scored the goal, Porto sort of when they had more chances, they just wasted them. It was really crucial for them to score. And Setchball didn't have a lot of shots on the Porto's goal in the second half, but it only takes one goal. So yeah, I think it was a tough loss of tough draw. Sorry, Porto.
It
so,
feels like a loss.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It feels like a loss, and I'm sure it did for Benfica as well when they drew. But now,
yeah,
it's Benfica still in control. So who knows?
Yeah, Kevin, I'm going to ask you about it because Sam posted it on the podcast account. Ricardo made a. By the way, I do want to point out that I appreciate Pesado's. He doesn't lie. He's not an hypocrite. He said he did their team time wasted. He didn't run away from that. So Ricardo made a study, and Stubble wasted 16 minutes of time throughout the whole game. The referee gave a total of 12 minutes of added time in the first half and the second half total. Did you feel like the referee had any sort of influence? Was the time that it was added right? Would you have added more? What did you feel about the whole situation?
You could have added more, and I told you guys, and I was right on with the stoppage time in the group chat and our DM. If you go back and look at it, I said 6 or 7 minutes minimum. Mm-hmm. And then in the first half, I said there should be at least 4 or 5 minutes added here.
It was 5.
Yep.
5.
He did. The referee did have an influence in some of this because he should have told them to get on with it.
Okay, well, let's not. I thought he was going to talk about the penalties, but
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
We'll get onto that. Let's talk about the added time first, okay? So
you can say whatever you want, Peter. After the match, I saw that Benfica fans were saying stuff 7 minutes, oh my god. But were those Benfica fans watching the game?
6 minutes. I felt like 6 minutes was more than enough, though, from what I saw.
But that's what I'm saying. Benfica fans the 7 minutes, what they want more. I feel like those people aren't watching the game. They were not.
I think it's
no
because
way.
It's so uncommon to see that amount that a lot of people were just surprised, I guess.
Maybe. And I do. To be fair, though, I thought that 6 was basically the right amount there. I thought that 7 was just that extra minute that they wasted, basically. Porto, by the way, not Stubble. But go on. You saw Benfica fans complain about the added time.
Yeah, 7 minutes, that's a lot. But
everybody does.
But the day before, when I was watching Benfica, I did not account for 5 minutes when Benfica.
No, nowhere near. I told my dad. I
was like, what? 5 minutes? I was maybe 3 or 4.
I'd already tweeted out. I swear to God, I had the tweet written 3 minutes of added time, and I waited. And then I said 5, and I was like, 5? How the hell did you get 5 minutes? I was like, okay, I'm glad, thanks, but I don't see how this is 5 minutes of at a time. I told my dad, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought
5 vouchers for 5 minutes.
I thought that was way too much.
So I feel like some of these fans are don't even watch these games and then just stir the pot for no reason.
Probably
but when I was watching it, Benfica game 5 minutes, I was like, wow, that seems like a bit much.
Too much.
But with the Porto game, and I was covering the game, and God, it was probably the half hour in, and I was Stubble's already time wasting.
I know, because they did, and to be fair though, a guy did that completely elbowed by Marcano, so and some fans were annoyed.
It wasn't
He
intentional. They
didn't do
both went
it.
up for the ball.
No. It was absolutely
Oh,
unintentional.
he
but
didn't time. I
that
get what you're
must have-
saying. Yeah, he didn't time waste. He did get elbowed in the face.
Yeah,
But like
that must have hurt.
Bruno Varela was just like sitting down constantly. It was ridiculous. So, and then there was the 3 penalties not called. 2 of them
Yeah.
it could have been called, but one of them I could see if they didn't call it. But Andres Silva one, like that was blatant. Like I think Sam will agree that that's a Peter. He's getting grabbed.
No,
When you get your jersey
pulled.
grabbed, that's a foul.
I'm laughing because he got pulled one way and he fell the other because that's how good he
It
is.
don't matter.
Yeah.
He's running with the
Physics.
ball. He's still getting pulled and fouled, so it doesn't really matter
If that
what way he's going.
happens to Bastos or I don't know Mateus, I would want a penalty. So
Let's
That's
be
what
honest,
I've
it's
gotta
Andres Silva, so.
So you don't like Peter. If you don't think that was a penalty, that's fine. But let me ask you a question: if that was Jonas Amitroglu that got pulled
I
on the
only
ground to
saw
the
one.
box,
I didn't see. By the way, I only saw like the one where they actually, where I could actually. I mean, I only saw one really play. Like the other ones, they were mutual grab and all that. But we'll get onto that. I mean,
I think
I'm not
Andre
s-
has a bigger reputation as
Exactly.
a driver as well.
I was going.
Yeah,
I was going to
down
say
like
that.
reputation as well as just like the actual act, you know.
He's starting to get that reputation. Exactly. I was going to say that with what Zach said is that, yeah, and I'm
You
not
don't
saying
want
it's a
that
good thing, but
reputation either because it hurts you from actually getting the calls.
exactly.
and I
same
get
with
that,
Brahimi. I absolutely hate
and I
Brahimi
get
because
that
of
with
that.
Andres Silva, but like I was watching the game at home on TV, and the camera is kind of distant from where the referee is, and I can see the shirt pull from that far away. I didn't need a replay to even say it was a penalty, and
I need
I
to see the
mean, you
plays
can't
again.
defend that he has that reputation. I get he's starting to get that reputation,
He has that
and
reputation.
I did notice that, but like that clear of a foul, like it don't matter what reputation he has.
I'm
From
gonna
that
watch
far, if
all
I
of
can
them
see it on
again.
TV without a replay from that far away, the referee should be able to pick it up. That's all
Okay,
I'm
so
saying.
the
But
first.
it does matter with the reputation because like I watch Barcelona, you know, every week. There's tons of games where Neymar will get totally pulled down. I mean, it was the case like last game. It's been the case of a few games, and he didn't even dive, and he won't get a penalty because the refs they're fed up with like his diving
Diving.
antics, which he's actually cut back on. So not only is diving like does it lead to a bad reputation, but it also sticks with you even if you stop for a few years. So.
Yeah. And listen, Kevin, I just watched all the 3 videos that Porto put out, right? And the first one, no way, Jose, he was already going down. Nah.
Who?
The first penalty that Porto have, I don't know who it was, probably Marcano, I'm guessing. I think it's Marcano. Who is it? I think it's Marcano. Yeah, it's Marcano. I don't think that's a penalty. The second one is obstruction on Bruno Varela, so I don't even know what the hell they're talking about.
Obstruction on
third
Bruno Varela. He's
Yeah, because
standing there.
Brahimi is standing there inside the box. How the hell is that not obstruction?
He's not even in his way. Bruno Varela
can't-
comes off his line to run into him.
No.
Oh my dear God! You gotta be kidding me.
You cannot tell me.
He's
that
not
a
even looking
player-
at the goalie. He's just standing there.
Oh my God, you're naive.
Okay, Peter. So if you're standing in front of me, you're not looking at me, and I run
Oh,
behind
God.
you, and I kick you in your legs, and I say, "Oh,
Okay,
Peter was obstructing me.
hold on.
Call him for a foul."
Sam, can you go on Porto's Twitter account and check out the videos?
I've seen them.
You see the one that I'm talking about?
The one where Hector Herrera who gets like pushed.
No, I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about
in front
the
of
Brahimi.
Wait, Brahimi. Which one?
The second one.
Oh, when he's in front of
video.
Varela.
Varela, yeah.
Yes.
Let me go watch it quickly because I saw it before. I don't really remember. So give me a sec.
I feel like we should get to the questions at some point.
Hold on,
Let's get a bit tense in
we
here.
gotta talk about these though.
Getting pretty damn tense here, man. I don't know.
But the only one that I would agree with you would be the third one, and even that is a long stretch for me.
Oh my God, dude! You gotta be kidding me. But if that was Mitroglou on all 3 of them, you'd want a penalty.
I don't know,
I saw
maybe.
this one video actually where like Danilo I think flopped and then got a penalty, or maybe it was I think it was Danilo like fouled somebody in the penalty box and it wasn't called for a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
The second one.
Stubble?
No, he's talking a video. He's talking just a video.
Oh.
That the thing I just watched, the
It may have been
goalkeeper.
All right. What
So
about the time? Yeah, go Sam.
okay, so the goalkeeper thing. The only thing I could say about that is Brahimi wasn't like going to get the ball, so it doesn't really matter what if like Brahimi went down or he didn't. The same outcome would have happened. So
But did he obstruct?
did he obstruct? Not particularly. No.
But it's
Well,
not a
I
penalty
think so.
either, is it?
Yeah, it's not a penalty either. No.
Okay, there we go. So, I mean, at best, I agree with one, but it's what Zach said. Some calls, they happen not get called your way either because, against you either. Because, so, I don't think you can put the draw on the ref, Kevin, simply because I believe you guys had a lot of chances until you scored, and then after they tied the game, you had one ball that hit the post, and that was basically hit. So you had 47 minutes to try and score, and you just couldn't do it. It comes down to what happened with Benfica. There's just no type of efficiency.
Do you not think, by the way, that Porto tweet was really unprofessional? Like they shouldn't do it.
It's getting out of hand.
I assume they're going to get fined for that as well. So.
Oh, by the way, Benfica's got a lawsuit on them by the league, so by the Federação, by the way. But that's not really important, is it?
No. For what?
For what they posted yesterday.
Oh, I didn't see.
Something about the league being broken or whatever. You know what it is. The same old bullshit that everybody talks about. Where's João Teixeira?
Where is he? I know he's probably at home.
I mean, I'm asking because Zach asked about Horta, so I'm asking.
Yeah, where the hell is Teixeira, man? Why did he leave Liverpool, Chris? Like, I mean, he should have gone to, like, I don't know, Braga or something, where he'd actually get opportunities.
He'll get his opportunity. I mean, from what we've seen, there's just too many players that are.
Where's
just
Otávio?
That's my point. There is too many players.
But Otávio was hurt. Up until he was hurt, he was playing.
Exactly.
Yeah, but how is he gonna get to like the point of a Porto starter if he's not a starter?
Well, he's not. He must not be doing well in training
It
to
works
impress the
both
manager.
ways. It works both ways, people. It's the same thing with Horta. We just gotta be patient. No, it's just funny because I thought that those cases are very similar because Otávio was Porto's engine until he got injured, and Horta was the same with Benfica, and both of them moved on, and now they can't find a starting spot on the team. So that's why I brought that up. It's just supposed to be a little bit of a. Because we gotta understand that these guys are good, but they need, to have the space to the team, and I don't think they have. By the way, Kevin, to finish off on Porto, I think like your fans like are total hypocrites when it comes to Brahimi, and that pisses me off. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. Seriously,
That's fine.
They pissed me off. I'm sorry when they started chanting his name and bowing when the dude freaking said that he couldn't play at Porto because he didn't get any recognition. That just to me, I'm sorry, but if it was a Benfica player saying that, I would never want him on my team again. And if he was playing, I hope that he scores, but I would never freaking bow down to somebody that talks trash about my club. Sorry.
Like Teo Gutierrez.
Or like Talisca.
Yeah, but
But
yeah,
good
true.
point.
I guess.
All right, so we'll get on now to the national team a little bit since we gotta talk about it because there's gonna be a game. When is it, Sam?
Saturday. I think it's Saturday and Tuesday.
There's a game on Tuesday as well, but Saturday's the real game against Hungary, I believe. That's once the qualifier for the.
Yeah.
So I want to run down the team whenever I find it. So whenever I find it, I'm trying to find it. Sorry, guys. I should have looked at this before, but it is what it is.
By the way, that
Cheers.
game, if anybody who's in the United States,
Found it.
and not everybody has Fox Sports 2, but it'll be on Fox Sports 2 and Fox Deportes. So, yes, I'll be able to watch.
All right. So the call-up goes as following. Rui Patrício few. Anthony Lopes, obviously not anymore. Bruno Varela replaced him, and Marafona. I think we can all agree on this one. What do you guys think?
I'm surprised. Obviously, Edouard. I'm not sure if Edouard has retired, but Fernando Santos did love to pick.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a surprise that he's not there, but I'm glad these two young Portuguese goalkeepers are in there, so it's a good thing.
As for defenders, we have Cedric, Cancelo, Nelson Semedo, Guerreiro, and Eliseu.
Why so many right
Sounds
backs
about right.
is the question.
3 right backs and 2 left backs. Although 2 of those right backs can play right wing, so
True. Good point.
we can all agree on this. Eliseu is the second best Portuguese left back at the moment. Can we all?
I'm not sure about that.
We'll see.
I mean,
Need somebody else to step up.
So who the best one in your opinion is Guerrero, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Playing midfield.
He's like that guy. He's like Layun. He can play everywhere. Like Layun's a left back, and like I think for Mexico he plays center mid. So.
Yeah. Except unlike Layun, he's actually good.
I was gonna say that.
Shots fired.
What about Mario Rui? I mean, he's been injured for a while, but I think I'd be willing to give him a chance.
It just depends how well Fernando Santos sees Serie A as a.
I don't really have any issue with Eliseu getting called up because he's actually playing on Coentrao, and Rui's been out for a while, so yeah, I don't think there's much fault except for he's old and he's kind of washed up.
If he ever gets to start and he plays like he plays against Paços Ferreira, nobody's gonna complain, right, Kevin?
All right.
It's just Paç. I mean, I definitely think Grimaldo.
I know, but I'm just saying the effort level, it matters.
Yeah.
So we have Pepe, José Fonte, Bruno Alves, and Luis Neto.
Those two centre backs, Luis Neto and Bruno Alves. Why are they there?
What Portugal's centre backs are so laughable, honestly.
Yep.
We've got good ones though. We've got you could say Carrasco is a good centre back. Paulo Oliveira is decent, better than Bruno Alves and Luis Neto. But I don't know. I don't know why he loves Bruno Alves so much.
What would you think about playing Danilo together with Pepe?
Yes.
I'd like that. Yeah.
I would like to see that because Danilo doesn't have much quality on the ball, but he's a good defender.
I mean,
I agree.
would have to deal with William as a defensive midfielder, but I guess I'd
He
be willing.
He was good in the Euro.
I think it did just nail.
Don't be rude.
You know how I feel about him. Midfielders, we got Danilo, William, João Mário, Renato, Moutinho, André Gomes, and Pizzi.
Caracol. That's fine for me.
Would anybody take any of these out?
Yeah. I think Moutinho might be a bit washed, but yeah, he's probably okay too.
I don't see who we could replace him with though. That's the only problem.
I don't. Right now, I mean, no one. I mean, I would say Art if he was playing, but he's not playing, so
yeah, I guess
he doesn't deserve the call up. Bernardo Silva, Gelson, Ronaldo, Quaresma, André Silva, and Eder.
I'm happy with those.
You guys still like Eder?
I love Eder.
How can you not?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, he should at least get called up for the friendlies.
He should be the first name on the team. I don't even care.
Yeah, I mean,
well, the second, be like Ronaldo, then Eder.
I will say that Bernardo Silva has been the best Portuguese player this season.
Yes, it's good to hear.
So, no, I mean, Ronaldo is the best, but I do think Bernardo has been the best, so he deserves his call up. I don't think Jota or Getch have been getting enough game time for them to get in. I would also consider Bruma. I don't know.
He's been playing?
I think so.
In Gala? Yeah. He's been playing, I'm pretty sure.
Did he get injured or something?
I mean, some sporting fans were salty that Bernardo Silva got called up and he didn't. So.
I prefer Bernardo Silva to Bruma. Bruma's a little...
Oh, yeah. Bruma will be lucky to touch Bernardo Silva's, 14, 15 level.
Mm-hmm.
But Did Andre get called up or no?
Andre Silva. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, he's probably the best option. I would still go. At the moment, I would probably go Gelson and Bernardo on either side of Ronaldo.
I was gonna ask you guys, what formation do you think we're gonna play in? Because personally, I think we're gonna slap on the 4-4-2 all over again, and
I don't like that
I'm
formation.
going to be annoyed because I'm pretty sure we're going to see Andre Gomes play left or right mid. I can just see that happen again. But if I was to choose, I think this Rui Patricio, probably Cedric, probably Nelson Smith for the friendly. I think we're gonna see that.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if Cancelo is gonna start one game. He can, but it's either him or
Cancelo
Smith.
should be nowhere near the squad. I mean, Ricardo Pereira, Cedric, Semedo, all better.
All right, and probably Font and Pep with Guerreiro, and then you have William and Danilo, Bernardo, Quaresma, Ronaldo, and Eder. I think that's basically what you're gonna go with. Maybe João Mario starts over Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much Fernando Santos trusts Bernardo.
I would agree with the majority of those, but I
would
think
be shocked if Renato starts personally.
Yeah.
Because he's barely played for Bayern.
There's also an
I would-
interesting quote, sorry to cut you off,
It's
about
fine.
Renato, where he said, Fernando Santos said that he's making the 18 for Bayern Munich,
Yeah.
and that's enough for him to play. That's what he said. So go on now, Sam. Sorry.
I was gonna say like a 4-3-2-1 formation.
Yeah, but I don't think.
4-2-3-1. Okay.
So
I
like three
agree.
centre
So
mids.
is that
If
Carvalho and Gomes in the pivot?
Nah, he'd go with Danilo. I don't think he
I would-
doesn't like Andre Gomes. So.
I don't think you can put. All right, fine.
I mean, by the way, sorry, because you just thought about that. If we do go with a 4-2-3-1, we can see PZ there if he plays him.
I said 4-3-2-1, not 4-2-3-1. Just saying.
It works almost the same way.
Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna say, so the centre mids would be if we had a full fit team like with Adrian, I'd probably go William, Adrian, maybe because Fernando Santos loves Andre. Well, not loves, but I'd say he favours Andre Gomez there.
And he also likes Renato though, so
Good point. So either of them two, but then left forward you could put. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Could you play Bernardo at left forward?
you could play Quaresma left forward.
Okay, Quaresma left forward, Bernardo right forward, and Ronaldo at striker. That's how I would play.
That'd be good. What about Kevin?
Yeah.
He's been quiet.
Kevin.
No, I mean, I basically agree with you guys. Mostly Sam, though. I like the way he thought of the formation
know.
like that. So
I know.
I think Tiquinho should try to get Portuguese citizenship, honestly. Or
he needs
someone
5 years in Portugal first. So
Who's
And he
this? Did you
hasn't?
say?
I feel like he's been in Portugal for 5 years. Though,
3
right?
at least. 3 at least.
Did you say Tiquinho?
Tiquinho, yeah. He said
Oh.
twice.
I wasn't listening.
Come on.
Tiquinho. I mean, because he's better than Andre Silva, I think.
And we're gonna have to eventually tackle that striker issue that we have, because
We've got Eder. Come on.
no matter what happened in the Euro final, we still don't have a striker. So we need to work on that. Oh, by the way, I do agree with you, Sam, and I do think that that's the best formation for us. But I just think that Fernando Santos is one of those guys that just sticks with what he has. Like he's like, or what he likes. So yeah, I like 4-4-2. We're gonna go with a 4-4-2, even though this team is nowhere near capable of running a 4-4-2 formation.
I
Not
guess
even close.
because the formation he won the Euros with, that he sort of has a right to pick that, so you can't really
But
argue because it worked.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta have
Not winning-
the players fit the system, though.
Yeah, and I guess not winning, like in the Euros, we didn't win a game in 90 minutes up until the semis or the
Yeah.
quarterfinals, I believe.
Semis.
Semis against Wales, right? Yeah.
Yeah, guess what?
So maybe that will backfire on our.
Yeah, we'll see. By the way, what do you guys think? Because this is interesting. So, There was a point where Andre Almeida was starting basically every game for Benfica last season. I don't know if you guys remember that. Where he even made a goal line clearance against Guimarães. And he was, and Fernando Santos was asked when he did the call-ups for the friendlies and all that, why Andre Almeida wasn't in the team, and he said that he doesn't like players that do more than one position. And at the time, that really annoyed me. And I don't know how you guys can try and protect that type of thought. I mean, at least I don't agree with it. And if somebody could try and defend Fernando Santos for saying that, you can go ahead and try that.
Sorry, you cut out for me, so I didn't actually hear what you said. But
you could have just said you cut out like way earlier.
I just wanted to let you finish your sentence. I'm not being rude.
Fernando Santos, back in last season when André Almeida was playing really well for Benfica, didn't call him up, and he was questioned about it during a presser, him and Pizzi, and he said that he doesn't like players that can do more than one position. Now, how can you guys protect that train of thought? That's what I'm asking you, because I totally don't agree with it.
Because he won the Euros, and then so everything is right.
It was before the goddamn Euros started.
Yeah, but now he won the Euros, so
I
agree with everything.
Can somebody help? Help?
I don't know. I guess I don't know how to defend it because it's a bit of a stupid statement.
Yeah, I think that Andre Gomes. I mean, I know he hasn't been amazing, but I think that he's better than Renato and Pizzi, so I would personally start him.
Okay, but the thing is, why call it Pizzi if you say that you don't like players that can do more than one position? Then what the hell is the point of calling a guy up if he's not going to play?
Deserves to be called up. I just personally think Gomes is better.
Okay, I can see they can both play though.
Yeah. So you would go 4-3-3 because I mean I think that would be the best natural.
That's
option.
what I would like. That's what I would like us to go with. I don't think we're gonna go with that.
Mario, but I'm not sure.
I mean, at the moment, I don't see João Mario. João Mario isn't even starting for Inter, am I right? Because I heard something about it.
No, he isn't. He is. I mean, it's kind of difficult to say who starts. I feel like Gagliardini is the only guaranteed starter in this Inter midfield, but yeah, he hasn't had the best of seasons. And personally, I'd much rather have Gomes than João Mario.
Yeah. So, did we get any other questions? I know we got some questions related to this, but I think we covered all of them.
I don't think we got any more.
So my lineup would be just to put it out there. It would be Lopez.
Yeah.
Lopez.
I mean, technically Lopez can't play though. So.
Why not?
Because he's injured and Bruno Varela replaced him.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah, but just. Yeah, no, definitely. But he would be my first choice. Then Semedo, Pepe, Danilo. Pepe, Danilo, Guerrero, Gomes, Carvalho, and left midfielder one is a bit tough, but I would probably say no. I meant LCM.
Oh,
I'd probably go on Adrian Silva. Yeah.
Technically,
I mean, you could do a double pivot, to be fair, but
just do a double pivot because Adrian Silva didn't get called up. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, wait. Adrian Silva is fit and didn't get called up, or
no? I mean, Adrian Silva is still injured. Yeah.
Sorry, he's still injured, right? But just ideally, that would be mine.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gelson, Ronaldo in the middle,
and Bernardo on the right. Yeah, I was going to ask you guys one of the final questions here, and for both Bernardo Silva and Gelson, I think we can all agree who the better player is, but that's not the point right now. Who would you switch positions? Because both of them play on the right side of the midfield. So who would you rather have as a right midfielder? Would you rather have Gelson as the right midfielder and Bernardo on the left, or Gelson on the left and Bernardo on the right. So one of them would have to flip positions. Who would you guys
Yeah, I
pick?
think you gotta do. I think you gotta do Gelson because Bernardo has like reached honestly a world class level on the right, and I don't know how good. Whereas I think Gelson is probably better at, playing either
Playing
position.
both? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's best just for defensive purposes. I would just give a free roll to Bernardo. He's just that good.
Mm-hmm.
But right, so you got to go Patricio, Semedo, Pepe Font, I guess, even though I don't really watch West Ham. Guerrero, Carvalho, Gomes, and
Daniel?
PC.
No, you're
Yeah.
not going to Daniel?
I mean,
so you'd
no,
rather
oh,
have
wait,
William
actually,
Carvalho
no.
over...
No, I'd rather have Danilo than Font. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
do
put
that.
Danilo in defense, actually.
Okay.
I don't know why, like, Cancelo and Neto are getting call-ups, but, I mean, yeah. And so, yeah, that would be mine.
Okay.
Well, Gomes, Carvalho, and Pizzi in midfield with
With
Bernardo, Gelson,
on
and
the
Ronaldo.
right.
That's
Yeah,
a
okay.
good lineup for me.
Okay. Sam, so same question. If you had to push one out of position, would it be Gelson or would it be Bernardo?
I honestly think it wouldn't matter because I think both players could adapt to the left wing. So I don't think it really care. But if I were to choose, I'd probably say Gelson on the left.
Okay. And Kevin, what about you?
I would put Gelson on the right and Bernardo on the left.
Okay,
Really?
going against the norm. You expect them to produce the same on either side?
Who, Gelson?
I was about to say,
No, Bernardo, because you're putting him on the left.
Well, Gelson plays better on the right, in my opinion. So, I mean, if you're gonna add,
but so does Bernardo.
Exactly.
To be fair.
So
you're saying that Bernardo's better than Gelson?
yeah, right now he is.
No,
like,
definitely.
by far.
I mean, I don't watch the French league, so I don't really know. Like everybody has their own opinions.
Bernardo has been the best player in the French league, bar none, for me at least.
Well, like I said, I don't really watch, so I can't really say. But from what I've seen when I watch the Portuguese league and I watch Sporting, I like the way that Gelson plays on the right, so I would have to put him on the right. Maybe they can hold hands and play together on the right.
Why not? All right.
Just one more point.
Yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead.
I'd say that the only reason Bastos is good is because Gelson is there. That's my last
True.
point.
I would agree.
That's the same thing with De Bruyne, and when he was with De Bruyne. All right. So just to finish off the episode before the rundowns, I don't know if you want.
Were you trying to say that Dost is overrated? Or...
No.
Nah, just that he's
Just that
producing
the
because
pinpoint
of
crossing and stuff. Yeah, from
Yeah.
Gelson.
I, for one, am glad Dost is doing as well as he is right now.
As am I.
So I don't know if you want to do the rundowns, Kevin, or something, because we gotta be quick. I think because we're a little bit short on time. But before that, real quick, I just want to give you all. This was voted by the players. Okay, so every player voted on the starting 11 of the season. This past season, of course. Oh no, wait, this season actually, because his Tellers is in here. So it was Ederson. So it's Ederson, Nelson Semedo, Coates, Lindelof, and Alex Telles, with Danilo, Adrian Silva, and Pizzi, Gelson, Jonas, and Mitroglou. Do you guys agree?
Sure.
Yeah.
Does that really make sense though? Jonas
was-
on the wing. What?
I don't know. It was player
Wait.
voted. All the players voted.
Where
for their
is
best
Bastos?
11. I don't know.
Wait. I don't understand. Okay, mine would be I'd have to go. Well, since Grimaldo is injured, he's been injured for a while. I guess you got to put Tellez. But yeah, Ederson, Semedo. I'm not really sure about Lindelof. I mean, he's just been poorly.
Put in Philippe, maybe.
Philippe, yeah. Or even Marcano. Marcano has been decent, so you could consider Marcano. But yeah, probably Lindelof. To be fair, because he was great before, just like I don't know, February. So like Lindelof and Philippe, Tellez, Danilo probably. Yeah,
Mhm.
Danilo. And then PC.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta put PC. Gelson, Troglou, and Dost up top, and for the left,
Corona?
doesn't Corona play on the right?
You can play on the
Yeah, I
left.
can play on the left.
Yeah, I guess so because not Benfica don't really have an established player there, so yeah, I would put probably Corona there. Even though doesn't that kind of just hog up the like? Shouldn't we show like I don't know some respect to like Braga or Stubble? You know?
Hell no.
I mean, at best,
Just
you
like-
could put in Pedro Santos. I don't see anybody else. I mean, Fabio
Just like a
Martins,
sub,
maybe?
You know
Fabio Martins?
what?
I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking Martinez.
Okay, I guess.
How is Jonas there? That's what's so
Dude, it was.
I have no
It
idea how
it was.
Jonas.
I swear,
Or something.
I read this was player
Uh,
voted. Okay.
It might be
Like,
player
with
voted.
Elections, like
It's
Man,
player
Bastos
voted.
is the top goal scorer in the world.
I know. I'm
Maybe-
just saying this is
yeah.
player voted. I don't know, man. They just
maybe
voted
Jonas
that way.
is just a popular guy, you know, like.
How many
Maybe.
vouchers did Jonas give out? That's what I want to know. How has he got in there?
That's
Yeah.
crazy. No
Jonas
Bastos.
isn't even Portuguese. Like I don't even know how the hell he gets.
But yeah, and also Renato won relevation player of the year, and Ronaldo
Yeah.
won the best player of the year. So I mean, can all agree with that? I think
Who won Revelation Player of the Year?
Renato.
Oh, yeah, that probably makes sense.
Yeah,
Because
Eder should have won player of the year.
and
I mean, yeah, I don't know who you'd give it to besides Renato.
I mean, you could have
Maybe
given it to
Gelson- maybe
Bernardo
Gelson?
or Bernardo.
What? No, because Bernardo was
Yeah,
good in 2014 and 2015.
Yeah, I was gonna say that though. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, so Chaves don't get annoyed. Their manager, which his name escapes me at the moment, so I'm gonna have to look it up real
His
quick.
last name is Suarez, I know that.
Yeah, Schwarz.
Ricardo Soares
Told ya.
got the trophy for Relevation Manager of the Year.
Revelation.
Yeah, and best coach of the year, I believe, was Fernando Santos, obviously. So rundown now.
All right. Let's see. I'll start with the Skin of Liga. We still have a few more minutes to wiggle with here.
You know,
Um,
top five, bottom five. Maybe tell where
Yep.
Portland Sporting are. 'Cause
Yep,
I think
I'll
they've
do-
been in the playoff zone.
Yeah, I'll do the results first. Porto B0, Vizela 0, Penafiel 2, Benfica B1, Santa Clara 2, Braga B0, Olhanense 1, Gil Vicente 3, Sporting de Covilhã 1, FAF 1, Portimonense 0, Varzim 1, Friamundo 0, Chaves 1, Leixões 1, Sporting B2, Académica 1, Académico de Viseu 2, União da Madeira 2, Famalicão 1, and Guimarães B, Covid da Piedade 0. The next week, this weekend on the 1st, no, is that the 1st? No, that's
Yeah,
the weekend after.
no, that's the weekend after, dude.
Yeah, the weekend, that's what I just said. The weekend after. We have a big game. Desportivo das Aves de Santa Clara. That should be a big match down there. Braga B, Friamundo, Gil Vicente Académica, Cova da Piedade, Covilhã, Académico Leixões, Sporting B, Olhanense, Varzim Penafiel, Vizela Portimonense, Benfica B, União da Madeira, Famalicão, Guimarães B, and FAF Porto B. Top five, Portimonense in first with 70. Second place, Desportivo das Aves with 61. Third place, Varzim with 54. Fourth place, Santa Clara with 51. And fifth place, Benfica B with 50 points.
Just a quick mention that Varzim were the first team to beat Portimonense at home. So just want to
Holy
point that
shit.
out.
They're making a good run.
Yeah, they are.
They have one less game. Well, Varzim and Santa Clara have one less game than Desportivo das Aves, so I have to point
Good.
that out. Sporting B is 13th with 43 points. Porto B is 14th with 41. And the bottom five, Vizela is 18th with 37 points. 19th place, Friamundo with 35, along with FAF. 21st, Leixões with 34. and Olhanense is last place with 21 points. On to Primeira Liga. Estoril 0, Boa Vista 0, Belenenses 1, Braga 2, Moreirense 1, Tondela 1, Sporting 2, Bastos. Sporting 2, Nacional 0, Paços Ferreira 0, Benfica 0, Marítimo 3, Aroca 1, Feirense 3, Chaves 2, Porto 1, Vitória de Setúbal 1, Guimarães 3, Rio Ave 0. The next jornada, as we all know, starts on the weekend of the 31st. Chaves, Paços de Ferreira, Nacional Vitória de Guimarães, Tondela, Estoril, Boa Vista, Rio Ave. The Clásico Benfica Porto, that's on Saturday the 1st at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Belenenses, Feirense, Vitória de Setúbal, Moreirense, Aroca Sporting, and Braga Marítimo. The table, first place Benfica with 64, second place Porto with 63, third place Sporting with 54.
Trying to make a run.
Braga's in fourth with 46. Guimarães fifth with 44. Marítimo sixth with 40. Seventh place Rio Ave with 35. Boa Vista eighth with 34. Ninth Chaves with 33. 10th Belenenses and Feirense with 32. 12th is Setúbal with 31. 13th and 14th is Paços Ferreira and Aroca with 27. 15th place is Estoril. 16th is Moreirense with 21. And Nacional and Tondela tied for last place with 17 points. And like Sam's meme says, Bas Dost, he scores when he fucking wants, mate.
Oh, come on! We almost made a whole podcast without a swear word. You
I had
to
to.
ruin it. You ruined it. You idiot.
He scores when he freaking wants, mate.
You
It's too late now.
stupid idiot.
Hey, I'm just reading.
Or nuance.
Stupid idiot.
Hey, I'm not as bad as you. You're bad.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so we'll be back next week without Kevin, apparently. Again, on a Wednesday, we're going to be discussing the two games, both Portugal games against Hungary and Sweden. The Sweden game is a friendly, and we're going to be previewing the Clásico. And I mean, we might have somebody on. I'm trying to cook something up, so we'll let you guys know if something happens. Till then, see you all next week.
Casual empadão.
No, we got
Na, pass,
no.